fucking living day!
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney!
G'day guys and welcome back to Casual Rage. Prepare to start the show, R2. This is where the fun begins. Yo, g'day guys and welcome to Casual Rage 165, where we casually rage out about the topics of the week. We've got a fair bit to talk about today. We've got a lot of stuff in regards to obviously Star Wars, but we do have a couple of Marvel things again to talk about. We've got Ewan McGregor to talk about, we've got Rey to talk about, or Daisy Ridley, depending on what you think or who you... What am I saying? Depending on how you reference her, I guess. We got Patty Jenkins to talk about, Rogue Squadron. We got a fair bit, actually, on the cards and Star Wars games. But good to see you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. As per usual, I see a lot of you usual suspects in the chat, and I hope you're all doing really, really well. Before we get into all the topics, I wanted to ask you guys, I'm trying to plan or work out some gaming streams with Flash, and the time zone thing is really throwing a spanner in the works. And it does seem like the only time slot that we can find that works for both of us is like right now, or we would normally start maybe a couple of hours earlier than now. So I wanted to ask you guys, how do you feel about me changing the time slot for Casual Rage? It'll still be on the same day, but I'm trying to work out... Oh no, you're going to game? Yeah, I'm going to game, Tris. I wanted to ask you guys what you would prefer. Would you prefer me to start earlier, or would you prefer me to start later doing this stream? I've tried to do, like, I've played with Mozza and Lethal once. It's really hard because their schedule's very different to my schedule in regards to when they're doing their stuff. So it does make it a little bit difficult to stream with those guys. And I'm trying to find some people to play with. Like, I'm completely obsessed right now with Helldivers. I'm on level 11. But I've been playing a lot by myself, and I'd rather play with other people. It's a lot more fun when you've got that interaction and stuff going on. So how much earlier are we talking about? Okay, So if I was to start earlier, it would have to be way earlier because the gaming stream that we would do would start around, hang on, let me just have a look here. It would start around, the gaming stream would start an hour and a half before this stream starts. So that means that I would need to do Casual Rage like 4 hours earlier if it was going to be earlier than this. Whereas if I was going to do Casual Rage later, it would roughly be about 2 hours later. Because we'd play, for 3 hours or something like that. If we start at 11, I start this usually at 12:30. So there's an hour and a half earlier that we would start the gaming stream. But then we go for, like I said, roughly about 3 hours. So it would roughly start about 2 hours later. So I'm going to put a poll in the chat for you guys. We've got 24 people here. So Casual Rage time slot. Let's say, what did I say? Four hours earlier? Is that right? Hour and a half. And then I need to give myself time. So what's 4 hours earlier? 11:30, 10:30, 9:30. Fuck, 8:30 in the morning. That gives me 2.5 hours for Casual Rage. Let's say 4 hours. Or 2 hours later. Let's see what you guys think. I wanted to give you guys the option because obviously you're always here. I see, like I said, some of the usual suspects. And yeah. You wouldn't feel burnt out after doing... No, probably not. Probably not. Yeah, daylight savings does suck, but that's also going to make a difference once it ticks over for us too. When's daylight savings? I think it's early April. Let's just have a look here. Seventh of April, it ticks back over for us. And we gain an hour back. Yeah, and you just had your daylight savings tick over. Oh, 4 hours. It's tied now. Later's now just winning. I'm going to leave that up for a little bit. And we'll come back to it. So anyway, while that's going on, let's say hello to the chat really quickly. Yes, I fucked up with the time when I first scheduled the stream. I made it 12 a.m. as opposed to 12 p.m. I obviously corrected that, but thank you. Tillium, good to see you. Yes, and Skirmitar, let me know because I'm a boomer. So thanks, Skirmitar. We got Corey in the chat. We got Dr. Coffin Nails. How you doing, Dr. Coffin Nails? Good to see you. We've got Star Wars Marvel Purist. Force choke that like button. Yes, force choke that bitch. Cellshade says, I feel like Rhino about the state of Star Wars Battlefront collections multiplayer right now. I've seen a lot. Flash has actually played it, and he said that he didn't have any issues, but apparently heaps of people have been having issues. That's what we're going to talk about, actually. Gordon McDonald, hello. Good to see you. Fear of FEMA, happy Thursday. Well, happy Friday, in reality. Pro Jack fan. I don't know. Because I don't know what that meme is, to be honest. It's that drink, right? I don't know. I haven't seen enough of it to know whether or not it's old now or not. Chat, you can answer him on that one. Tyrannozilla orbiting the stream at maximum velocity. The Rhino with the Rebel Rage will be in range in 7 minutes. Yes, we are here for the Rage. Mike Hill, good to see you, Mike, as always. Let's see, Star Wars Marvel Purist. Star Round 7, good to see you. Hi. Triss is in the chat, of course. Ryan, I hope you're feeling better. I am. It was really weird last week, and we've actually neglected the full Aussie a little bit too much over the last 2 weeks. But it was just like food poisoning or something that I had. And it only sort of lasted 24 hours. So I'm actually feeling a hell of a lot better. Zachariah, good to see you. Let's see. Carmen Collection. Hello. Mr. Bantham. Hello there. Let's see. What works for me, it would be better for me to do it later, 2 hours later. Because the morning, like that, for me to do it earlier, it's so much earlier. And it's like 8:30 in the morning for me. So what time is it now? I'm going to go off Central Time. So I start 8:30 p.m. Central Time. It would be 10:30 p.m. Central Time I'd start. That means that I'd probably roll over into midnight Central Time. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. But I want to do more. Obviously, Flash and I have been trying to work out a time for a while. Well, we've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks. And just with my work schedule and stuff like that, it just makes it really hard. And it seems like the only time that I really do have is today. And that's because of what his schedule as well. We just can't seem to get it with everything that he's got going on and everything that I've got going on. We can't seem to find a time that matches. So either one of us have to move something. But for him, it's like real life stuff, which he can't really move. So it then comes down to me having to move something. Nuisance Bird, I see you. How you doing? The Geek Blend, how you doing, dude? Is apparently Jeff is apparently going to be getting back into doing some YouTube stuff, and he reached out to me, wanted to see if I'd be interested in jumping on and having a chat with him and stuff like that. And absolutely, it's just again finding the time. That's the hardest thing for me right now. Even with I was talking with Star Wars Marvel Purist, and I mentioned this last week. We're going to get together and talk about, and we're doing that on the 19th of next month, I think. That's what we worked out. To talk about the Plagueis book. And see, that for me, basically I'm taking the time now out of doing the gaming stream with Flash to be able to do that stream with him. It's just, it's a mess, and fuck time zones. I fucking hate them. But yeah, it is what it is. Melissa Lord, I see you in the chat. How you doing? Palpatine's Pizza Padawan. How you doing? Whoa. I just spilled my drink. Shit. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Fuck. I'm still here. What a great start, huh? What a great start. Okay. Let's see. Grizzy. Hey, Grizzy, I watched your video on the X-Men stuff and John Roker. Great video. But you know, there's something that I noticed that, man, you really should have mentioned. I'm going to bring it up really quickly now, seeing as you are here. Dude, you really should have mentioned it, because, man, as soon as it happened, I was going to write it in the chat, and I was actually like, oh, I hope he's actually in the chat, in my chat on the stream, and I can actually show him. Let me bring it up. All right, hold on. Let me put in my headphones. I'll get back to you in a sec again, chat. Hold on a second. Let me share my screen. If you're not subscribed to Grizzy, of course, man, the guy's well surpassed me. I don't know. Everybody that's in the chat here should already be subscribed to Grizzy. If you're not, what are you doing? All right. So Grizzy's channel, I'm going to pop the link in the chat. If you're not subscribed, go and subscribe. All right. No, it wasn't that. Where is it? Here. Okay.
News of X-Men 97 of the
Gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
If you haven't watched the video, go and watch the video. Go give it a like and all of that sort of thing. Man, 11,000 views. Man, I would die for 11,000 views. All right.
Motherfuckers. These anti-woke motherfuckers.
What a shock. So they killed that Disney
the only
character.
Hold on, here we go.
They have come out and said that Morph, who was one of the only characters in the original series that was created for the show. He was not from the comics. He was an original character. And they've announced that he's going to be non-binary.
They've announced that he's not going, that he's going to be non-binary. The whole time he was talking about Morph there, he was misgendering him. Listen again.
Morph, who was one of the only characters in the original series that was created for the show. Morph, who was...
Disney wants to take the character.
How many times does he say he or him?
They have come out and said that Morph, who was one of the only characters in the original series that was created for the show. He was not from the comics.
He was not from the comics.
He was an original character.
He was an original character.
And they've announced that he's going to be non-binary.
They've announced that he's going to be non-binary. How fucking... Like, how dare you? How dare you call him a he when he's non-binary? It's such an oxymoron in itself, that one little sentence. They've announced that he's going to be non-binary. Isn't the PC, the right way of saying it supposed to be that they're not that they're going to be non-binary? Isn't that the right way to say it? I just thought it was funny. It was something that I noticed. If you haven't watched the video, go and watch the video. It's fucking great. There you go. There's the link to the actual video, and you've got the link to his channel in the chat there. But I just noticed that, Grizzy. It would have been great for you to, like, say, hang on a second. Like, you're misgendering him already. Why? Because of the normal way of speaking and the way that we were taught to talk about an individual person with pronouns. You just can't change that at a whim.
So he was not from the comics. He was an original character. And they've announced that he's going to be non-binary.
Oh, man. Cancelled. Anyway, there you go. Go and watch Grizzy's shit. He's fucking great. All right. Let's see. Who else have we got? Luke Stone is in the chat. How you doing, Luke Stone? Roll your dog. Oh, you dog. Easy solution. Quit your job. Yeah. And then just die. Hey, man. I would love to be, man, if I could do this job full time, if I could do YouTube and all that full time, fucking, man, we'd have plenty of time to fucking game. Instead of 9:30 for me, you would start at 7:30. But see, it's if I'm going earlier, it's way earlier. It's 4 hours, not 2. Because we'd be doing the gaming stream an hour and a half. We'd be starting the gaming stream an hour and a half before this stream usually starts. When daylight savings ticks over, it's a whole different thing again. Oh, man. That is a good solution. Jared, best solution. Rhino, just move here to the States and the one time and the one true time zone, Central. Blame the cats. What, on spilling the drink? Or for the time zone shit? Did you not notice that? Fuck, it was the first thing I noticed when I watched your video. I'm like, man, he misgendered him 3 times in one small little sentence, in one small little statement. 3 fucking times he misgendered him. But that's how ridiculous it is. He wasn't a part of the comics. He wasn't this. And he's now non-binary. He, him. What a joke. Let's see. Christopher, how you doing, Christopher? Well, you know what I like about Christopher? Let me just say this. Christopher and I have never, not always have we been seen eye to eye. Like, we don't see things necessarily constantly eye to eye. We do have agreement in a lot of things, but there are some things that we've got a lot of disagreement in. But he's always here and he's always respectful. And I will respect him as long as we can keep that going, because it's great. Anyway, hey, Rhino, I was checking out 2 Disney Star Wars High Republic Phase 2 comics. I feel sorry for you. 2 volumes of Phase 2. Like, what the fuck? I thought there'd be more. And Phase 1 had 4 volumes. This is the thing for me, like, and I think you know this already, but the High Republic, give me Legends. Give me the original EU. And the funny thing is I feel like the Acolyte is going to make the High Republic look even worse. I mean, the High Republic already doesn't sell well. So, yeah. But thank you, Christopher. Good to see you, dude. Miss J, how you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. Roka and his bigots. Yes. He. Let's see. Who else have we got? Gordon McDonald. I don't know if I said hello, but hello. Good catch, Rhino. Yes. That's the guy who said Lando sleeping with women is a bad look, but Lando sleeping with men, women, and droids, yeah. Fucking these people. He seems like a shipper pronoun weirdo. Mekator? I don't know if I've said that right. Poor quality episode from the Bad Batch. Didn't have any Omega saying how much. to every single person in the episode. That one. Yeah, Omega, man, the key, the solution, and the Mary Sue of the Bad Batch. You know, the strong women. And it actually, you know, I may as well bring this up now. I had it actually put in later. But you know how in Star Wars Celebration, you know, they were doing the Acolyte panel or whatever, and they were talking to that, I don't know her name, so I'm just going to say the black lady. And she was like, she's a strong woman. Yes, yes. Remember that? It's just incredible to me that, you know, the one show, I'm going to say show, that's probably been received the best is Andor. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but I came across this on my timeline. I thought I'll save it and we'll watch it on Casual Rage. I'm going to because it's already played a little bit. But this is the actress that plays the, I don't know, the really weird chick with the teeth. If you remember, she always talks through her teeth. Because she can't act for shit. But yeah, so I just came across this and here, let's watch.
Dedra, when we meet her, she's working for the ISB, and she's so proud to be doing that, but she's surrounded by what she considers to be quite inept men, mostly. She's surrounded by lazy, slouching, kind of corner-cutting boys, and she doesn't like it. For a lot of women watching it, they'll be like, oh my God, go, sister, you're doing so well. Dedra.
What has Star Wars become? Like, honestly, what the fuck has Star Wars become? It makes me sick that this is how they promote their shows. Tillium, I will when we do Seal of the Week. I'll play it in between the votes. Oh, man. The men, they're slouching. Your description of what we saw isn't the description of what you're saying. But again, this is where Star Wars is. The Force is most certainly female. And they're completely clueless. And it's funny that they're completely clueless because there's something that we're going to bring up. Fuck it. Let me bring it up now. It's on the cards anyway. Let me just move these tabs over really fucking quickly here. Let me get rid of that one. So here, that one, and one more, that one. Okay. So, g'day Red Hoodwink, good to see you. This really goes to show to me that the people creating Star Wars, and you got to remember that with Dave Filoni's little promotion that he got, he's involved in every project now at the inception phase. So he's the one overlooking these things to make sure that they're not contradictory. They follow canon, they follow the law, they follow this, they follow that, right? That's his job now, as well as doing his bullshit shows himself. But yes, we're going to get into that, Christopher, definitely. But I want to share this with you really quickly. So there's a couple of things that we need to talk about with this, right? in regards to Daisy Ridley's movie. Okay, so the first one is this. Star Wars Holocrons put this out there, and it says, Daisy Ridley says she doesn't expect Rey will have children in the upcoming New Jedi Order movie. Now that alone, that sort of headline alone, I don't necessarily have a problem with that, right? Especially with all the fucking weirdos out there that are like, oh, Rey and Kylo, hopefully Kylo somehow has impregnated her, and all of the fucking shipping bullshit that's out there, right? But it's the statement that makes me realize how much not only does Daisy Ridley not know, but the creators, if they've prompted her to put this statement out there or anything, right? So she says, I would say she probably doesn't have children, seeing she's a Jedi. Now, if you remember, one of the biggest problems with Yoda's and the lesson that Yoda learned was the restriction on the Jedi in his Jedi Order not allowed to have attachments, right? One of the biggest changes that Luke made to his Jedi Order moving forward after learning that lesson, right? And after seeing that love between him and his father, right, was the one thing that turned his father back to the light, gave him the idea that, well, the complete restriction on having attachment is wrong, right? We've got to allow people to have compassion and compassion towards individuals, allow them to get married, allow them to have children, right? There were many people in Luke's new Jedi Order in the EU that got married, that had children. Luke himself got married and had children, had a child, right? But seen as Rey is a Jedi, you know, it wouldn't be right for her to have children. It just goes to show how much they completely disregard what is now like known moving forward. True? Very interesting, isn't it? When you think about the EU and you think about, really got to read it. I want to read iJedi. Anyway, with everything that they did, like I said, in the EU moving forward with Luke, with Leia. I mean, Leia wasn't really a Jedi. She was training, you know. Who else was it? What's his name? Oh, why am I blanking on his name? He's in the X-Wing books. Oh, man. I want to say Kyle Katarn, but it's not. Oh, man. Completely blanking. Part of Rogue Squadron. Anyway, chat, you'll... No, not Wedge. His father was a Jedi. His father was a Jedi. Or his grandfather was a Jedi. Not Antilles. Bob Chapek. Riff says, hey, Rhino, they have no idea about lore and Jedi. That's true. That's very true. Thank you. Corran Horn. Corran Horn. Yes. Another one. Thank you, chat. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know why I fucking blanked so hard on him. But again, ends up training to be a Jedi and everything eventually. And And he's married and has children, I believe. I haven't got to the point where he's actually had children yet, but based on my understanding, I'm pretty sure he did. But anyway, it just goes to show how much they don't understand Star Wars, because they think that moving forward with this new Jedi Order, there's going to be no lesson learned. But the thing with it is that it was Luke that learned the lesson, right? And we see it at the end of Return of the Jedi. That was the main key thing that made him realize that love, and also too in the, which book is it? Love is the answer to the darkness. Qui-Gon Jinn says that to Yoda at the end of the Revenge of the Sith novelization. Love is the answer to the darkness. These things they haven't even taken on board. Compassion. All of those things are the answer to the darkness. So again, it just goes to show this one statement alone indicates to me how much they don't get it. Yeah, brain fart when he said Kylo. Yeah. Anyway, so there's that. Then we had this. Daisy Ridley says Rey will be a very different Jedi Master than Luke Skywalker in the new Jedi Order. No shit. No shit. Like, she's already a very different Jedi to any other Jedi we've ever seen. Mary Sue levitating rocks, all of that shit, right? Downloading training while being tortured. She's already a very different Jedi, doing Jedi mind tricks without any form of training or anything. Oh, but she downloaded the training. Good justification. Good reasoning. But of course, she's going to be a very different Jedi. She hasn't learned anything about the Force. She knows nothing compared to Luke Skywalker. But it would seem that the way that they've portrayed Luke Skywalker, Luke hasn't learned anything either. Rey Palpatine isn't a Jedi? No shit, she's not. I am all the Jedi. Fucking retarded, man. So yeah, she's going to be very different Jedi to Luke Skywalker in New Jedi Order. Okay, good. Is that supposed to make us want to see it? Saying that? Is that supposed to pique our interest and make us want to go and watch this movie? Because when we saw, really the only time that we ever saw on screen Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, he was a piece of shit, fucking estranged from everyone, asshole, a grumpy old man. So is she going to be different from that? Probably. She's going to be the hope. She's going to be the one to bring, like, you know, just be really like confident and like really good. Ridiculous statement. And then there's the last one for the same basically subject or topic is the script for the upcoming Rey Star Wars movie is not ready yet. Daisy Ridley says she hopes filming begins this year, but she ain't sure yet. Come on, guys. Got to get this out. Got to get this out so we can fucking shit all over it. You'll see the last Star Grift. What a shit show. Excuse me. I watched a little bit of it and I was like, man, I can't handle this. Like a real little bit. You know, he brought up the kids thing again. And it's going to be interesting. You know, it's really funny, actually. Because I said for episode 5 that it was a reasonably good episode, right? And then after listening to Mauler talk about it, he destroyed my enjoyment of it. Whatever enjoyment I was getting out of it. I don't blame him for that. I blame the writers for that. He was just able to point those things out. And made me realize that it's actually not that good of an episode. Now, again, I want to point out to you guys, it's not that I'm sitting here saying, hey, that was a decent episode. Go and watch this. It's not like that. I'm being fair when I say this was this is a better episode or that's a better episode. It's like the last 2 episodes that we just had this week, the doubleheader, right? I was torn because I do like the clones. The clones are my favorite part of, let's say, the Clone Wars stuff that they did. The individuality of the clones and all of that sort of thing, right? So I was a little torn in regards to that because there is some good emotion there. But there's so many flaws in the writing. Like the one scene, we may as well get into the Bad Batch stuff. The one scene, right, where they've got the clone assassin, they've caught the clone assassin, right? And they've got him under arrest or whatever and locked up in this little bunker, this little room off to the side of their main control room. And Rex, everybody walks out of that room and he's just left in there. And they go and speak to Hunter and they say, oh, we've caught one, blah, 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 blah. And then they walk back in there and the other clone assassin that everybody thinks is either Cody or Tech kills that clone assassin as soon as they open the door. Well, they get stuck and stranded in that room. How do they get out? Well, they got to write in a way. Dave Filoni's got to write in a way to get them out of there so that they can survive and all of that sort of thing. So what does he write in? That there's a hole in the ground that they can crawl through to get to a ship that an evacuation plan, let's say, that Rex came up with earlier. So my whole point with that is that clone assassin that they left in that room by himself, if he had just got off his ass because it was the box that he was sitting on that the hole was under, if he had just got off his ass and moved a couple of things around, he probably could have escaped. But we don't need the hole written in the ground until he's dead and they're stuck in that room. And I wonder if Mauler's going to bring up stuff like that, which I would almost assume that he would, because Mauler, man, both Mauler and Ryan, and I've said this, a couple of people on the video that I made about Star Wars Theory looking stupid, right? Or Mauler and Ryan made Star Wars Theory look stupid. There was somebody that wrote, it was actually this morning, they wrote in the chat that they think that it's a good thing. Like a lot of people have sort of, you could say, turned on Theory. There's still a lot of people out there that love him and think that, his takes are really good. Let me see if I can find this comment really quickly. Because it was only just this morning. No, not that one. Here. I honestly think this is beneficial for Theory. He having co-hosts who look at things for a different perspective. I'm thinking that's supposed to say from a different perspective, and taking those views into consideration in order to form a better, understanding on certain Star Wars topics. And I think theory on some level recognizes that. Look, there is that element that it's making theory maybe think a little bit more, right? Which could be a good thing. But it certainly seems like he gave the doubleheader episodes a 9.5 out of 10 this week. A 9.5 out of 10. Now, I'd say inherently, in Disney's canon, there's nothing inherently wrong with these episodes that we're getting right now. Other than the fact that fucking Omega is the key and they're hunting Omega, right? The Empire's hunting Omega, which, I have a really big issue with. But then there's so many writing problems in the episode. Like, again, right at the end of the second episode, episode 7, Wolf and Rex recognize each other. Rex talks Wolf down and Wolf lets them go. Even though their orders are to bring the child and everything. Now, do you think all of those other troopers have that same connection with Rex that, they would just be like, oh, he's done the right thing. We'll just go back and we won't say anything. We won't put in a report or anything like that. I don't think so. Especially when they've got like the inhibited ships, good soldiers follow orders, all of that sort of stuff that they've already established. Just because it's Wolf. Now, we're yet to wait and see what happens to Wolf because of this. Again, my prediction was that he will get reported on. Wolf will end up being one of the troops that ends up at Tantus. By the time the Bad Batch crew and Rex and everything find out where Tantus is, he'll be there being experimented on or whatever the case may be, and he'll be one of the troops that they get out of there. Because it's Gregor, Wolf, and Rex that we see in Rebels, a lot older. Right? So they get together at some point. This will make the SEALs clap. G'day, Full Nelson. How you doing? Wish Mauler and Ryan got Theory to say what he thought about the episode. LOL. They kind of just let him slide last week. Or last episode. There you go. Oh, they certainly question him. And I think that's one thing that Theory's not used to. Is being questioned on some of the things that he says. It's like in my video that I did in regards to that, where, he says, oh, I view it differently. It's for kids. The week before that was worse, I would have to say. When he was saying that he doesn't do his 0 to 10 rankings on the same level as anything else. He's doing his 0 to 10 rankings only based on other Disney Star Wars products. Such a joke to say it like that. So there's a lot of things that he says. And like when he was doing his streams with Den of Shills, right? Like Theory would say something like, oh, look, I view Bad Batch for like, it's more so for kids. So I'm willing to let that slide. And Den of Nerds, Josh, would sit there and probably say, yeah, I agree. I view it the same way. I agree. Whereas straight away, Mauler's like, what? Why? Like, and gives an example of like Wally and stuff like that. Like, these are made for kids, but the writing is so good that it's one of Mauler's favorite movies, sort of thing. You got to question these things, and that's where I think that maybe this is a good thing for theory. If he's not smart enough to recognize the writing issues for himself, then to have somebody there saying, this is a problem, this is a problem. It's so funny watching those Stargriff streams and seeing Ryan and Mauler sit there sort of laughing like, why would they do that? Why would they do this? They were talking about the pad, the data pad, and like how they needed to plug it in to get access. But what does that mean for the data pad? That means that Nala Se had access to all of this information when she's untrustworthy in Hemlock's eyes. There's so many things that they say and they come up with, even more than me. I've got my issues with it, right? But I'm curious to see what Mauler says about these last two episodes. Episode 6 and episode 7. That's very true. That's what it really comes down to. He's no longer in an echo chamber with Mauler and Ryan. 100%. Some people are questioning my opinions on Andor, but at least I try to back it up with evidence. This is the thing, though, Taranazilla, and anybody else that has any arguments out there with people. Usually the argument gets to the point where the person that, let's say, you're arguing with about it just says, oh, you just can't handle change. You're just toxic. You're just racist. You're just sexist. It's because they've got no argument, right? It's because they've got no argument. And you know, even as we mentioned and watched a little bit of it earlier, that video that Grizzy did, right, on the X-Men stuff, when John Roker says, oh, I haven't really watched X-Men. I've watched maybe a couple of episodes. Well, what gives you the right then to tell people that do have a problem with the changes that they're making, that have watched every single episode, probably multiple times? What gives you the right to tell them that they're just being fucking, oh, you're just anti-woke piece of shit? What gives you the right to say that? Nothing gives you the right to say that. And it's the same here. I had somebody in, oh, you're not even a real Star Wars fan. Said that to me. Said that to me. And I'm not sitting here trying to say that I'm the most knowledgeable, you know, most understanding Star Wars fan in the entire world. I certainly know that I'm not. There are a lot more people out there that are a hell of a lot smarter when it comes to Star Wars. But I understand enough of the basics and maybe getting into a bit of more of the advanced stuff that I can have a very stable opinion and use evidence, show certain things, use certain references to back up my opinion. Alora, OG Star Wars, hell of a lot more knowledgeable about Star Wars than I am. Tim, I want to say open airlock policy. What the fuck is his new name? You know who I'm talking about. Fucking the Spaces Alliance or whatever he changed his name to. I'm sorry, Tim. I'm fucking a hell of a lot more knowledgeable than I am. Ryan, probably the most knowledgeable person that I know when it comes to Star Wars. You know what's even really funny is that Lethal Lightning, right? Even though he does not give two fucks about Star Wars anymore, Disney has completely destroyed his love for Star Wars. I don't doubt that in the bottom of his heart, he still loves the original Star Wars and still loves the original EU and stuff like that. I have no doubt that he still has that. But it's that tarnished now with what they've done plucking Tantus out of the fucking EU, plucking this, plucking that, all of the stuff that they've done. But I reckon Lethal's more knowledgeable about Star Wars than I am. Oh yeah, she does make fucking shills cry on Twitter. They call her a know-it-all. Well, look, if the shoe fits, fucking wear it. I reckon she's a know-it-all too, but not in a bad way. Not at all in a bad way. It's good that she's a know-it-all. She knows a lot, man. The next time, Laura, if you do happen, I don't think I've seen you in the chat yet. If you happen to watch this, if somebody ever calls you a know-it-all, just go, yeah, I know I am. So what's your point? That's why I'm making this argument, because I know that what they're doing is wrong. Swing it back on them. That's ridiculous. Oh, yeah, he would win every fucking time. I'd hate to do Star Wars trivia against Ryan. OG's a bully? No, she's not. I know you're only joking. She's not a bully. She's just smart, man. And she knows her stuff. And every time I see her, saying this shit on Twitter or whatever, fighting for what she loves, fighting for the Star Wars lore and continuity of Star Wars and all of that kind of thing, I love seeing it, right? But she's always providing evidence. Always. A reference, a book, a show, a shot, a this, a that. She's always got it. And she knows what the fuck she's talking about. Knows what the fuck she's talking about. There's the link to her channel. If you're not subscribed, make sure you go and subscribe. What do you do when they accuse you of gatekeeping the hobby? What do I do? Yep. Mate, if there is any saving Star Wars, which I don't have hope for, and I don't think that there's any way to Star Wars, not under its current regime and not with the current fans that they've got. But if I can do anything to gatekeep Star Wars lore, canon, and continuity from shippers, pronoun retards, and people that think that just because they watch the sequel trilogies, they know the lore better than me or Ryan or OG Star Wars or Tim or any of these other people, or even Mauler for that matter. Yes, I am going to gatekeep the shit out of this franchise, out of this IP. But you know how I'm going to do it? Using the evidence that I have at my disposal. Using my knowledge of Star Wars to basically prove that what you're doing is bullshit. Always provides them tracking fobs. What's up? How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah. Is Rhino being accused of gatekeeping simply because he criticizes it? If so, then what the fuck? I've been accused of being a gatekeeper, yeah, for sure. It's not very common, and it's not very often that I see a comment or something like that about me trying to gatekeep Star Wars. But it has happened. Man, if they're going to come in and try and, you know, explain something with their headcanon, and I can counter that explanation with actual evidence of how it contradicts lore or canon or continuity in any way, shape, or form, who's right and who's wrong? I'm not asking that as a rhetorical question. Who's right and who's wrong? If there is established law and they want to counteract that established law with headcanon, who's right and who's wrong? So my example for that would be the hyperspace stuff, right? Jumping into hyperspace from atmosphere, hyperspace skipping, jumping in, jumping out, and ending up on a planet, right? Even in The Force Awakens, the one movie that a lot of people were still on board for the next one, right? When Han Solo go to, I can't even fucking, Starkiller Base, right? And he's got to be in hyperspace until he gets through the shield because it's got a fractional buffing system or whatever the fuck he says, whatever explanation that is. The moment he gets into atmosphere, boom, he's out of hyperspace and possibly the ship being torn apart. That is established law. Why do you think they've got... Oh, man, what is wrong with me today? What are the ships that pull ships out of hyperspace that the Empire uses? That uses a gravity well to pull a ship out of hyperspace? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to think that I can use established law. Interdict a cruiser. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes. The chat's always fucking on it. My retardedness, you guys help me with that. You guys are great. But yeah. Why do we... Man. This is the thing. Even with the hyperspace skipping in... Is that in The Rise of Skywalker? Yeah, it is. The hyperspace skipping in The Rise of Skywalker. And we've talked about this before. We haven't talked about it for a while. But him jumping into hyperspace and then jumping out of hyperspace and then jumping into hyperspace and jumping out of hyperspace and ending up at a different planet every time, there's more of the odds are that there's more of a chance of him ending up in the vacuum of space than ending up in the atmosphere of a planet. But yet every time he does it, it's a different planet every time. And again, that's hyperspace teleportation. It takes longer to get, like, and again, this is a major established thing in the EU. You know, when Luke Skywalker's traveling around, especially in the Thrawn trilogy, in his X-Wing, he's making pit stops, he's stopping here, he's stopping there. You know, and another thing that I noticed from the Bad Batch was the ships that they're flying and the ships that they're using, which essentially become like their homes, right? Really shows me how ridiculous the Naboo Starfighter is for Mando in The Mandalorian. The Razor Crest was a perfect ship for him. It's got a toilet, it's got bed. He can jump into hyperspace and just get up, walk downstairs, stretch his legs, relax, all of that sort of shit, right? But in Naboo Starfighter, if he's got to travel from one end of the galaxy to the other and the travel time's supposed to be a week or something like that, man, that's pretty uncomfortable sitting in that chair for a week, but that's not how it works in Disney Star Wars because you snap your fingers and you're there. You're at your destination. Now, some people would probably say that, okay, so let's say Mando's got to go from this destination to this destination. It's going to take 4 days to travel it, right? Him pulling over for a pit stop and a rest and a feed and all of that sort of shit. People would probably say that's filler, but that's where you've got to create better story. You got to create better situations for him. I can go off on a fucking tangent, can't I? Somebody said something that reminded me of something. Hold on. Never homeless when you've got a starship. It's true. Even the Falcon. You know, if you remember in A New Hope, Star Wars, the original, right? What happens when they leave Tatooine in the Falcon? Han jumps into hyperspace. What does he do? Walks out of the cockpit and starts talking with Obi-Wan and Luke while Luke is training, sitting there, just relaxing, chilling, kicking back, showing travel time. But it meant something to the story. It actually wasn't just this filler bit where they've got to fill it, but show travel time. It actually had relevance. Hey, Valley Law. It actually had relevance. So, and look, I know that there are different types of hyperdrives which can make long distance travel go quicker, but there's still travel time. It doesn't matter. You could have a level 2 hyperdrive compared to, let's say, a level 5 hyperdrive, and the level 2 hyperdrive takes you on this particular trip. It might take, with a level 2, 3 days. With a level 5, it might take a day and a half. It cuts it in half or something like that. I know that that's a thing. But that's a thing, again, that's established law. Dave Filoni doesn't give a fuck about that. Jon Favreau seems to not give a fuck about that. The people that have made all the shows don't seem to give a fuck about that. Deborah Chow with Obi-Wan Kenobi and, you know, isn't it funny how in Obi-Wan Kenobi, Bail Organa uses his comm when he should... There's so many problems with this. But anyway, let's just keep it simple on the hyperspace stuff. He uses his comm to speak to Obi-Wan about trying to help save Leia from these kidnappers or whatever, right? And then what? A couple of hours later, the next day, he's on Tatooine, right at the location that Obi-Wan lives in. You wouldn't think that based on the reason why Reva took Leia in the first place was because she knew that somehow she knew that Bail has a connection to Obi-Wan and she wanted to draw Obi-Wan out of hiding. Based on that information, wouldn't she be monitoring Bail's comms? Wouldn't she be monitoring Bail's travel? It's so ridiculously stupid. Ridiculously stupid. Now, that's not to say that if there's nothing to fill the travel time with when it comes to plot or story, You can't have a time jump. You can't just skip some time, right? Within an episode or something like that. But you've got to do something to show that movement of time somehow, in some way, shape, or form. Right? Even if, let's say, okay, so let's say this, for example, Rex says we've got to contact Hunter. We've got to let him know that they're hunting Omega, right? Let's send out a transmission and get him to come to us. Okay? Now, in the show, snap of the fingers, Hunter and that are there. The Bad Batch guys are just there. Now, might not be the biggest problem because there could have been time that went by. So let's say it takes 10 hours, right, to get from wherever Hunter is when he receives the transmission to Rex's base. Even a little throwaway line where they say, oh, Gregor is, I think that's one of the clones' names. Gregor is approximately half a standard day away, right? And he'll be here shortly with the, another trooper walks in while he's saying that to send the transmission to Hunter and says that Gregor's, 10, 12 hours away. He'll be here with the supplies shortly. And then Hunter and that arrive. And then while that happens, Gregor walks in with the supplies. That shows movement of time without having to put in filler to show the movement of time. True? He arrived just after Hunter and that did, and he walks in with the supplies, and they're all like, oh, Gregor's here, we can eat now, or something like that. It's very simple, it's a throwaway line, and it doesn't have to get in the way. But it still shows time going by. That's the one thing that they just don't do well. Hey, Stephen Brown, how you doing? We'll get rid of this Ray shit that we talked about earlier. But also, too, something else that I mentioned in this week's reviews of The Bad Batch is Star Wars has now just become a mystery box. And it's because of the way the fans react, right? The seal clappers. So the biggest mystery now is who's behind the mask, who's behind the helmet of the clone assassin that assassinated the other clone assassin. You see it out there. Oh, it's either got to be Cody or it's got to be Tech. So people are talking about. Mystery box are authentic. Okay, Ghostface, how you doing? Good to see you. Rhino gets the passage of time in hyperspace. Well, thank you. But we should all have that. That's where the writing needs to be better. But okay, so let's say in this episode we didn't have, let's say it got revealed at the end of episode 7 who that was, and it was a nobody. It was just another clone, like the first clone assassin that we saw. What would people be talking about in this episode? Oh, it was really good seeing Wolf. It was awesome to have Rex back. I know Rex. Yay, we got Rex. Oh shit, the cat just got scared. That's what Star Wars is now to these new Star Wars fans. Why? Good question. Why? Why are we more worried about, I understand that reference, or I know that reference, or, I know that character, or I know this, I know that. Yes. Woo! He said the line. Why is that a thing now? And why does the writing and continuity and lore and canon get a back seat to reference. Why? Just because one of the biggest twists in cinema history was Darth Vader saying to Luke that he's his father does not mean that every fucking thing in Star Wars has to be a mystery. Because it sours when there is a mystery. I thought that too. I thought it was Ventress to begin with as well. You think they're putting her in the last episode to keep the SEALs watching? No, because it's too late. This is the final season. You got to remember that. Ventress is coming sooner rather than later. She is. 100%. But Rhino, red lightsaber. That's what Star Wars is now. And that's the thing that I hate about Andor, more than anything, really, is the stuff in the background, the holocrons, the this, the that, everything. It made the SEALs clap. And that's all that fucking matters now. That's it. It's all that matters now. All right, let's see if I can get through this super chat. Darth Ghostfaced with a not cheap super chat, $20, dude. Thank you so much. I haven't felt good lately, Rhino. Neither have I, man. Back on Sunday, my uncle, who introduced me to Star Wars 20 plus years ago, 20 plus years, died after his only functioning lung collapsed. Jesus. Caused by years of smoking. His death has sent me into a depressing state. Okay. I'm sorry for your loss. I am. This super chat might be I don't want to make it about me, but it might be a calling for me. My lung has collapsed twice and I'm still smoking. I'm sorry for your loss. I don't really know what to say, man. The one thing that I will say, I've had relatives die. I've had relatives die when they shouldn't have. Back when I was, I think I was 12, my 18-year-old cousin, she died in a car accident because she had diabetes and she had one of those diabetic fits or whatever they're called. And while she was driving, she went head on with a four-wheel drive, died instantly. Having somebody die when it's unexpected, I get it. The one thing that I will say is that think about the good memories that you had with the person, and time does heal all wounds. I'm evidence of that myself with my immediate family as well. But time will help. But just keep in mind the good times that you had. Love the fact that he introduced you to Star Wars, which is awesome. Remember that. But I am really sorry for your loss there, dude. That's a bit sad. But stay, think about the good times. Think about the good times and try not to dwell on it being so. It'll be heavy to begin with. It's a lot different than somebody that's lived a great life or lived a long life. I mean, I don't know how old your uncle was. It's a shame that it wasn't sort of natural causes, even though it is natural what happened from the smoking, but it's not just died in his sleep peacefully, all of that sort of thing. Probably could have been quite painful. But just remember the good times, and that'll help you get through. Like my grandma right now, she just turned 90, and she's got severe Alzheimer's and dementia. I go and visit her, and she's already gone. And I know this is probably going to sound really, really bad. I kind of want her to go, because she's living no kind of life right now. She doesn't know. Sometimes she recognizes my mum, her own child. A majority of the time she doesn't. The last time I was there, she was sitting there and she's like, tell the kids to come inside. We've got some food for them. We've got lunch for them. And it's like, where are the kids? Oh, they're outside playing footy. It's like, what? Like, where are you? What year are you in right now? And I know that's very different, but yeah. Only 66 and a half. That's a bit harsh. That's a bit hard. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Stay strong. Remember the good times, and the good memories are the ones that you'll always remember, not the bad ones. As time goes by, the way he passed away and all of that sort of thing will sort of be, in the background of all the good memories. So just remember that and stay strong. Don't get too depressed. You'll be fine. Have your moments. Even though I do technically want my grandma to go because she's living no kind of life, man, I'm still going to be torn up when she does. I'm still going to be very upset. I'll probably still have my moments and cry and be upset about it. It's not that those feelings just, because I'd be happy for her when she's gone. She's be in heaven, all of that sort of thing, right? But it still doesn't take away the pain of the loss. You'll be all right, man. You'll be all right. Ryan Gosling for $5 says, Rhino, been subbed for almost 2 years. I always catch the replays along on long drives and leave a like. Glad to catch this live. Thanks for everything. Well, dude, that means a lot to me. It really means a lot to me. I mean, I see the usual suspects always in the chat, the usual people sometimes, and I know that there's a fair few people that do watch the replays. I'm glad you were actually able to catch this one live. To be around for the last 2 years, that means a lot, man. And thank you for watching. Thank you for, commenting, whatever it is, smashing the like button, all of that stuff. I really, really appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Thanks for the $5. I haven't played this one for a while.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right. Oh, it's kind of relevant to what we were just talking about, unfortunately. So it's a little bit of sad news. Michael Kluver, I don't know if I've said that right, but we'll go with it. The actor known for playing Captain Loth Nida in Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, among numerous other roles, has died. He was 85 years old. Well, rest in peace, Captain Nida, and apology accepted. Apology accepted. Yep. It's a bit sad. But again, lived a good life, 85 years old. I mean, what's the average life span these days? I don't know. I think it's dropping since the COVID shit. Of course. But I saw this and I thought we couldn't not talk about it. It's an iconic line. Apology accepted, Captain Nita. Got force choked to death. Poor dude. But now he has officially left us. So rest in peace, Captain Nita. Rest in peace, Ghostface's uncle. Rest in peace. That's it. That's all I can really say. That line should be a t-shirt. Apology accepted, Captain Nita. Just the apology accepted part, not the Captain Nita part. So yeah. What else we got on the cards here? All right, let's talk about this real quick. Yeah, wow, now that scene's going to hit differently. Yeah, certainly is. Certainly is. Is it 30 years old? Man, that makes me feel so old. So old. Fuck. All right, so the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection has officially been released, and they've had a few issues with it. Now, look, I don't think there's too many games that get released that don't have some sort of issue here or there. There's a lot that goes into them. But this seems particularly bad, being that there was so much hype for this. A lot of people would have pre-ordered it. But let's just read this. So from Culture Crave says, Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection is receiving mostly negative reviews on Steam. Now, before we get into more of this, what's his name? Yellow Flash has already purchased it. And he was playing yesterday. Put his location in New Zealand so he could. Yeah, he didn't have any issues. So it's really funny because what game was it? Oh, Star Wars Survivor, Jedi Survivor. Everybody was talking about that and the launch of that and how bad that was and everything. I think I only ever had one issue when I was playing it. One issue. Anyway, over 1,000 reviews and only 21% are positive. Wow. That's big. That is actually quite big. 10,000 people tried to play on launch night. Launched with only 3 multiplayer servers that each allowed 64 players. That's not very good at all, is it? Sessions crashing once getting into server or had server lag. Cost $35. Well, it might cost $35 US, but it's closer to fucking $60 Australian. Give me a sec. I actually want to see how much it actually is on Steam for me. Battlefront Classic Collection. Oh, we don't want a trailer. It is $51 Australian. There you go. $51. Well, that's not good. Now, I'm probably going to get this because I know that Blabs wants to play, and I also know that Flash wants to play. All I want to play at the moment is Helldivers. I am obsessed with Helldivers. Lazy cash grab, you reckon? Yeah, probably. I mean, it's still like it is a Disney Star Wars product now. So they're just trying to make money off everything that used to make money for Star Wars. Aspire is under fire over the disastrous launch of the highly anticipated Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, which is plagued with server issues, bugs, and more. Well, that's not good at all. It's not good at all. And I wonder what they're doing to actually fix it. Surely they had to anticipate that the original game was so good that people loved it so much, and there was so much hype behind this. So many people on social media. There was a lot of talk. You would think that they would fucking have more than 3 servers that can that can only let 64 fucking players play. It's not good. There you go, Mr. Bantham. Only 3 servers for 20,000 players. Less than 200 actually could play on the servers. That's insane. That they needed to do way better than that. Way better than that. The game only lasts about 3 minutes as well. Well, I won't be getting it until they fix it. I'm not spending $50 on a game that is either going to constantly crash on me because there's too many players trying to play it, or it's buggy as shit. I'm not doing that. I'll stick with Helldivers for the moment because that game is fucking peak awesomeness. Peak awesomeness. I saw X-Wing was level 50. I'm only level 11, man. I don't play, all I think about at work now is fucking, I want to go home and play some Helldivers. But, come on, man. It takes a bit to fucking get to level 50. I want to play with those guys, too. I saw that Drunk 3PO, before the stream started, I was watching a little bit of them. There was Drunk 3PO, Beardo, X-Wing, and Epic Mike. They were all playing. And something's wrong with Kick at the moment. It wasn't letting chats go through and stuff like that. But fuck, man, I can't wait. I want to play with anyone that wants to play. It is so much fun and it's so awesome. After this stream, I'll probably jump on and play a little bit. And I probably should start streaming it. The thing is I really need to set up a Kick. I've still got my Twitch. And for the moment, I'd probably still just play on Twitch. Not that I really like Twitch, but it's where I've been playing my games. And I haven't done any gaming streams for a while. Speaking of gaming streams, let's take a look at the poll, shall we? So, for those... Oh, man, what is it? 54 votes and it's 50-50? Come on! All right, so if you weren't here earlier in the stream or when the stream started, I asked you guys in the chat because Flash and I have been trying to organize a gaming stream, at least one that we can do, and the time actually work for us. So because of the time slot that Flash can play on this day, I either need to start the stream 4 hours earlier or 2 hours later. What would you prefer? Now, for me, later is better. But the chat is king. So we'll see. I'm not ending the poll yet. I might leave it up and we'll end the poll. Because right now, it's just changed. We've got a couple more votes in. 51% say 4 hours earlier and 49% say 2 hours later. So it's still very, very close. But that tears me apart that it's so close. Like if it was something like even 60-40, that'd be so much better. Can I vote again? LOL. Hey, she's here. She's here. The know-it-all. The know-it-all. And yes, she knows it all. And she should be proud of it. How you doing, Alora? We were talking about you earlier. All right, so that to me, this isn't good. This isn't good for the Battlefront. Like they've had this, release date for a long time. There weren't any real massive delays or anything like that, and they couldn't even get the launch right. They couldn't even get enough servers. They had to expect that there were going to be at least 10,000 people playing, if not more. 20,000 people playing. Redo the poll. You guys want me to redo the poll? All right, we'll redo the poll. I'm going to end this poll. We're at 52%. So right now, 4 hours earlier has taken it. But we're going to redo it because there's a lot more people here now. And it looks like some people's minds might have changed. So we'll redo it. Poll. Oh, I got to end this one. Fucking Jesus. Okay. Here we go. Casual Rage time slot. 4 hours early or 2 hours later. All right, we've got a new poll. So we had 58 votes in the last one, and it was 51% to 48%. Where's that other 1% gone? All right, there. Vote. All right, moving right along to another game that I've actually never heard of that's coming out on the 20th of March. Ahsoka joins Obi-Wan and Anakin in the Brawlhalla X Star Wars event kicking off on March 20. We've got a little trailer thing here. Now, did I share audio? Let's just do it again, just in case. Here we go. That's it. That's all we get. For a game like this, I don't really care. As much as I hate the character of Ahsoka, I don't care. Put her in. Fucking put Asajj Ventress in there. Put fucking every fucking character in there. I don't care. But I just saw it. I thought I'd bring it up real quick. Smash Bros much? Yeah. That's basically what it seems like, isn't it? I loved Super Smash Brothers. That was fun. Yep. Looks like a Super Smash Brothers ripoff for sure. Never heard of it. Neither had I until I actually saw this. Not a game I'm going to play. I'd actually rather play Super Smash Brothers. But that's pretty much it on the gaming front. It's a bad start for the Classic Collection, Battlefront. Although, like I said, I spoke to Flash and he said that he didn't really have any issues. He was one of the lucky ones, I guess. Obi-Wan and Anakin are in it too, I think. Yeah, well, it did say she joins Obi-Wan and Anakin. Again, not my thing. Not my thing. That's actually funny. This is just in the comments. It was Disney right now. Battlefront 3. Nope. Brawlhalla? Is that how you say it? And Fortnite. No. Helldivers. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Helldivers. Anyway. Let's get rid of those tabs. Clear out some fucking room here. Okay, this is very, very interesting. Very interesting. Patty Jenkins confirms she's back working on Star Wars Rogue Squadron. I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest. Don't know how I feel about this. You know, I was kind of happy when she wasn't doing it anymore. And I think one of the reasons why I was happy that she wasn't doing it anymore was because they can't destroy, you know, Wedge. They can't do damage to characters that are that you know are established, that we love, all of that sort of thing. And I just feel like under Disney, with what they're doing with this, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, good for her, I guess. This is shooting off from that. Patty Jenkins says, "I am now back doing the Star Wars movie Rogue Squadron after Wonder Woman 3 fell apart. I now owe Lucasfilm a draft." Wedge won't even be in it. Well, that's a problem already then, isn't it? Yeah, I see you, Mike. Yep. I don't really know what to say and how to feel about it. This is the thing, though. Like, when you look at Lucasfilm's track record of announcing projects and then canceling projects and announcing projects and canceling and announcing and canceling, who knows? Who knows? I mean, you never really know. Fucking Sparrow might come out and say it's just a sizzle reel. It's just to try. They're not even really working on the project. They're just trying to build some hype around Star Wars again. I don't know. I don't know. How do you guys feel about it? It'll be the Alphabet Squadrons from Disney. Alphabet Squadrons. I've got to play the clip, don't I? Gotta play the clip.
I'll fix it. A little bit more. Turn a little bit more to the.
Is that better?
There it is. There it is.
Let's see what I look like on the playback.
You're fine. It's fine. You want to sit in your bed?
I'm missing my bottom teeth, and I've got a triple chin.
Derp. Derp.
I make Star Wars.
He looks like Kramer addressing Newman.
He does. He looks like he's like, Tim, what the fuck? Oh my god, that's great though, Tim. That's great, man. Yeah, I'll fix yours right.
Birds of Prey is going to deal with the misogynistic crowd that you guys have to deal with on a daily basis. I'm missing my bottom teeth.
I'm gonna have a heart attack. I know. Oh my god, dude. Rhino looks like he's gonna take a bite out of Tim's head. Nom 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 nom. Yeah.
Hey Tim, that ear looks quite delicious.
Oh boy.
Hey, I like the way you style your hair. It's kind of cool.
Man. Oh my god, dude. Holy shit. Wow. Oh, that's
Are you semi-bisexual like me?
You
can be a part of our Alphabet Squadrons. Yes, the Alphabet Squadrons.
Makes me laugh. It's funny. There you go. The Alphabet Squadrons. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see if it gets cancelled, if it actually happens. She owes them a draft. A Carlton draft. Cheers. Would make a great Jacob impression. Yeah, I don't know about this whole fucking thing with Patty Jenkins. All I can really say now is with all the projects that they're actually doing, constantly announcing, do it. Do it. Let's see what you do with it. Let's see how much of the EU you rip off and change. Let's see how well you can make it connect. Let's see how well you can keep established lore and canon and continuity. Do it. It's like with the Obi-Wan Kenobi, like season 2. Fucking do it, man. Fucking do it. I mean, we've talked about this over the last couple of weeks, right? Ewan McGregor on Obi-Wan Kenobi season 2. I'm waiting for a call. Do it. The first season of Obi-Wan Kenobi was a disaster. A disaster in writing, a disaster in continuity, a disaster in lore destruction, and a disaster in canon destruction. And you decided, Ewan McGregor, to sit in your car and talk about racist fans, talking about how badly the character of Reva was written, how badly the character of Reva's intentions and motivations were. Had nothing to do with her skin color. The fact that she's yelling constantly and everybody was saying how bad that was had nothing to do with her skin color. It had to do with her acting. It had to do with the people that are writing it, directing it. It was a shit show. I will say, at least it got fucking people talking about Star Wars again. even though it's not the way that people want Star Wars to be talked about, especially not Lucasfilm. Do it. Let's watch the clip.
I want to talk Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Because you both have Star Wars in common.
I think I got to be careful with the Jimmy Fallon show shit because it's a minute and a half long and I'll probably get fucking... I don't want it to get blocked. One of my streams, not last week, I think it was the week before, until I trimmed it out, got blocked, partially blocked. So especially for all the people that do come back and rewatch the streams, I want to try and make sure that we don't get hit and blocked for it.
Is it fun that you're both very involved in the Star Wars universe? I mean, is that weird? Is it cool? I mean, that's bizarre, right?
It's so...
Who is that? Who's she? Mary Elizabeth Winston. Dead. Hold on. What role does she play? Am I just retarded? Oh, that's Ewan McGregor's. She played Hera. Oh God. All right.
Somewhat bizarre, but it's very nice.
It's bizarre in that it's just amazing that it happened, because it's like such a cool thing to be a part of.
Did you give any tips on what it's like to be on set, or?
No. Did I?
No, I mean, no tips, but I got to sort of see how much fun it was for him to do it. And I think you just talked to me about how special it is to get to kind of be a part of something that means so much to so many people. I mean, Star Wars fans are like heartfelt fans, and I think it's incredibly special to get to.
Can we be seeing maybe a second season of Obi-Wan or Ahsoka? Can we?
I think Ahsoka is going to happen. Well, we think so. It's in development. It's being written right now.
Great.
Yeah, another gay-ass story. See, that's the other thing too, is that Ahsoka fell off a cliff. Despite how people feel about the character out there, the whole premise, the whole story and everything with that is just garbage. It is absolute garbage. So here I am saying, Lucasfilm, do it. Do it. It gives us more to talk about. It gives us more to shit on you about it. And the ratings are just going to be just as shit as season 1 with Ahsoka.
Congratulations. That would be good.
Thanks. That'd be great.
I don't know. For me, I have no news to tell. I'm waiting for the call.
All right, yeah.
But I don't know that it's happening. Who knows?
Do you guys have Star Wars merch all over the house?
We have a little bit.
A little bit.
We have a little. It creeps in,
Like there's a couple of Obi-Wan dolls that our son Laurie calls Daddy. Like.
It's just like, hi, Daddy.
This Daddy.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's pretty cool.
That's it. Yeah.
I used to like Ewan McGregor, but I used to like Mark Hamill as well. Call him, Lucasfilm. Do it. Do it. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Do it. Okay, good. Sorry. Yeah, do it. Do it. Let us fucking shit all over your shit. Call Liam Neeson as well. Yeah, they've already fucked his character at the end of Obi-Wan Kenobi, season 1. God, I'm so retarded today. Every day. All right, let's move on. Okay, Jake Lloyd's been in the news again recently. Now, I do want to just make this very, very fucking clear. I'm a prequel fan. I don't think that they're as good as the original trilogy, but I still like the prequels. They have their issues. I've voiced my problems with the issues, but those issues that are in there don't do nowhere near as much destruction as what something like the sequels do, or don't do nowhere near as much destruction as what some of these shows that they're releasing on Disney Plus are doing. They do have some continuity issues. You know, one of those things, just throwing it out there, is R2 flying and shit like that, right? It's like, why didn't he fly in the originals, you know, at certain points and things like that? But anyway, it does have its issues and it does have its dialogue issues. But again, they're nowhere near as bad, not even close. They are some of them are bearable. The one bit of dialogue that I honestly can't bear in the prequels is the fireplace scene. I'm haunted by the kiss I should never have given you. I actually don't even have a problem with I don't like sand. I don't have a problem with that. It's nowhere near as much as other people do. Right? But I love the prequels. I think they're great. The criticism that Jake Lloyd got and Ahmed Best got was from critics. Back when these movies came out, the internet is not even close to what it is today. Social media isn't even close to what it is today. It wasn't the fans that gave these people shit. It was the critics. And for Jake Lloyd, it was his school friends. Well, you couldn't even probably call them friends. Just the people at his school and stuff like that gave him shit. Right? A lot of people didn't attack these people the way that they try to say that they did. The racist fans, they try and use that with the Ahmed Best stuff. Right? But Jake Lloyd's been in the news recently, and I've only got this one to bring up. So Jake Lloyd's mum says he still loves Star Wars, even the new projects. I feel sorry for you, Jake, that you even love the new projects. And he's currently watching Ahsoka. Fuck, I feel sorry for you again. He loves all the new Star Wars stuff. People think Jake hates Star Wars. He loves it. Well, I'm glad that you love Star Wars. And I'm glad that you're doing better, Jake Lloyd. You know, he's obviously had a few stints with rehab and things like that and the drugs, and that's my understanding of his situation. And I'm glad that you're getting better. But not really a good enough answer. Just get different rockets. Are you talking about what I didn't like about the prequels? Sorry, I've missed some of your chats there. I see a few of you in the chat saying that you know, the OT has bad dialogue. And disagreeing with me. What issues? There are some, you know, little things in there. In my opinion, you guys might not see it the same way that I do, and that's fine. Completely fine. It was the prequels were way darker than the OT. I'm not saying that I don't like the prequels. I love the prequels. Love them. Love them. I think the world building in them is fantastic. I think the characters are fantastic. You know, there could have been a couple of things done a little bit better. We didn't necessarily have to have such big time jumps between episodes 1 and 2. You know, maybe would have been nice to see, you know, the first episode just before sort of the Clone Wars starts. But I understand, like, it's not a problem. I understand the way that they did it and why they did it. Why George did it the way that he did it. Anyway, I still love him. I still love him, despite what I perceive to have to see as issues. Anyway, but I do feel sorry for Jake that he still loves like the new stuff. How old is Jake Lloyd right now? Jake Lloyd, age. He's 35. Born 5th of March, 1989. Well, good for you for getting better. I feel sorry for you that you like all the new stuff. But yeah. Well done on getting better. And it's good that the critics out there that did give you shit for your role in Phantom Menace hasn't destroyed your love for Star Wars. I will say that much. I will say that much. That's all I'm really going to say about that. What else we got here? Oh, we don't have much left. We're getting through it. When have we been going? 2 hours. That's good. 46 people. Let's take a look at this poll really quickly. All right, with 35 votes so far. Come on, there's a few more of you in there that haven't voted. 46% now said 4 hours earlier, and 54% said 2 hours later. So the other poll was 51 and 49. We'll keep it going. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Fucking work stuff, man. Just got to make sure that they're not urgent things that I need to take care of, because things haven't been going all that great at work, and I need things to be going great. Okay, let's move on. All right, last Star Wars topic. Actually, I'm going to bring up this video so that I'm prepared. Tilliam, where's your tweet? I mean, where's your DM? There it is. Okay. Breezy's Comics and Collectibles for $5 says, I struggled with drugs. I struggled with drug abuse as a young man. Been clean a long time now. Glad for Jake getting it together. Not an easy thing to beat. Well, it's funny. This is not something, I think I've mentioned it a couple of times. I had a massive falling out with my family when I was 21 years old. Massive. And I'll say this. I don't like getting into it, and I'm not going to give massive amounts of details. Maybe one day in the future I might, but it had to do with Scientology. They basically disowned me. Lost all my friends, all my family, my immediate family, that is. And I went hard on the drugs, like real fucking hard. I even had a mate that that gave me my first ever joint. And a couple of years later, he says, man, I've never seen anyone hit it as hard as you did. And I did some really bad stuff. I never injected or anything like that, but there was a lot of bad times for me. And yeah, man, it is a tough thing to beat. And I'm glad I beat it, because if I didn't, and if I hadn't, I wouldn't have the house that I have, paying off a mortgage. I wouldn't have the job that I have. That got dark. Yeah. I feel like I'm confident enough now in everything that I feel comfortable saying what I'm saying. I never used to be. Now that with my immediate family, not the friends that I had within Scientology, but with my immediate family, that has pretty much been mended. It's still tough. There's still some issues there that need to get through. But man, got fucking real deep. And it is one of the hardest things to beat. And again, for me, that's why I am glad that he's able to, do better and be better. And for anyone that's been through it, like Breezy's comics, well done, because it is tough. I had to disconnect from a mate of mine that drugs completely changed him. And it's sad, because we were really close. We were good mates. And then there were other mates that followed in my footsteps and stopped doing all the shit as well. Every now and then I might smoke a joint, might smoke a little bit of weed here and there, but all the other shit, never doing it again. Never want to do it again. Yeah. And it is tough to get through. But if you get through it, fuck, you feel so much better for yourself. It's, yeah. That's very true. Very true. Fucking cold. And that's all I'm going to say. All right, we need to move on, or else I'm going to fucking, yeah. But thank you for the super chat. Thank you. And yes, well done to Jake Lloyd for getting past that, getting through it. And, anyone out there that is struggling with it, you can do it. Decide and just push through those demons, push through the butterflies in the belly, all of that shit. The lack of sleep, the sleep will come. Trust me. You will feel so much better if you just, you've got stronger willpower than you think you have. You do. You do. Just say no. Sometimes it's not that easy, I will say that, but yes, say no. Say no. You know what was I'll tell you what the turning point is for me and my mates. We were passing something around. And if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I don't want to get into details because, it's pretty fucking bad. But we were passing something around. It got to me. Got passed to me. And in that moment, I was like, no, I passed it straight away and I walked outside. All of my mates were shocked. Shocked that I was able to be past this little device, this little thing, and I was, after how deep we all were, I was able to say no. And that changed their minds, except for one. And that changed their minds. They were all placing bets, like, you know, not bets, but like, oh, I bet he comes back in half an hour and he does it. Yeah, he does. He will. He will. I didn't. And that was a massive turning point for all of us. Big time. Your willpower is stronger than you think it is. Anyway, fuck. I don't want to put a downer on it. I don't want to get dark or anything like that. But it does get dark when you talk about shit like that. A vibrator? Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's true. Ghostface. That's probably the one thing that I still need to get past. But, you know, for I will say these helped with that because I was obviously, and I am still addicted to smoking cigarettes, right? But the way I was able to sort of get away from smoking weed every day, being an actual stoner, to just doing it, like, I think in the last at least 12 months, I think I've only smoked weed like 5 times. Something like that. You know, this is the next thing though. Definitely. Oh, I hope I didn't cause you to want to leave. I really hope. Anyway, take it easy, Ghostface. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to the next topic before we get too deep into this crap, because we've already gotten deep enough. All right, let's go into this. So I think we talked about this last week as well. So the Star Tours. So here are the official character posters. Yes, Blake, posters for Disney's Star Tours. The Adventures Continue expansion. Okay. Featuring Andor, Ahsoka, and the Mandalorian and Grogu. He looks weird in that picture. She looks weird in that picture. And Grogu looks retarded in that picture. Rest in peace, Star Tours. Yep. Aren't they just ugly? Yeah. Man, like that. He looks really fat in that picture. And the way his head... Are these AI pictures? They look almost AI. Like, look the way his head's sort of cocked forward. Kind of looks really weird. Really weird. They looks like... It does. It looks like... They look like wax models. Steering the ship. They look weird. That actually looks like AI, massively like AI. Anyway, they're the posters, the official character posters for Disney's Star Tours. Fantastic. Mando and the green fucker. Yeah. Yep. So that's that. That's pretty much it for the Star Wars stuff. pretty much it today for the Star Wars stuff, other than when we get into Seal of the Week. I think I've got one too many seals, actually, as well. All right. Let's just talk about some Marvel stuff really quickly. So, a needle-pulling thread. I thought this was really, really interesting because obviously X-Men 97 is about to be released, or it's just released. No, I think, is it? I can't even fucking remember when they're releasing it now. It's soon, if not already, out. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to watch it. I don't know. I'm kind of intrigued to see. Not yet. Thanks, Blake. It's soon though, right? Like really soon, like within a week or something. Next week. Yeah, there's Mike saying next week. Marvel has fired DeMaio, the showrunner for upcoming X-Men 97. What, a week before or a week and a half before it's about to be released, you fire this guy? Isn't it already done and dusted? That's probably true, actually. Yellow Flash will make you watch it to discuss on Flashcast. That's probably true. I don't know who this is, but I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, he's a gay... I'm just going to say person of color because I don't know what nationality he is. This is an unusual one for them to fire somebody like this. Does this make Disney transphobic or homophobic and racist? Isn't that the narrative that's supposed to be pushed here? To me, this is going to be a disaster, an absolute disaster. But I do find it interesting that they fire him. Season 1 is finished, so what? They are planning another season 2, and they fired him from that. He identifies as a gay black man. Yes, Disney are homophobic bigots. Pushing the wrong narrative. I wonder who they're going to put in place. Who the person that's going to do season 2. Season 2 is written, but not voice recorded. Right. Do you reckon they're going to rewrite it because they're getting rid of him? They have signed for 3 seasons. There you go. Goes to show how much I really have paid attention to this and sort of honestly really care. Like, I don't really care. Fired the showrunner before the first episode even airs. Wonder if he didn't do all the DI. That's true too. But no, the way that they're promoting it and the way that they're doing it and the way that it looks, you would think that he has already done that, right? Non-binary. You've got Rogue that looks like she's in a man's body now. No curves, no ass, no tits. They've given Storm the woke haircut. It's going to be woke trash. It does seem that way, doesn't it? X-Men 97 DOA. It is dead on arrival, isn't it? Well, it's going to be interesting to see how this thing does in regards to ratings. You got to remember there's still a lot of normies out there. There's still a lot of normies out there that watched the original X-Men animated series, they liked it, they loved it, whatever the case may be, that aren't paying attention to all of this stuff and are going to go in and watch it, and they're not going to pay attention to all the DEI stuff that is already in there, and they're going to say that they enjoyed it. Because those people, the normies, not that there's anything wrong with being a normie fan of something, but they do tend to not ignore, but they just don't recognize the bullshit because it's not, they're not like us that sit here and pay attention to all the YouTubers and all of that sort of thing that are talking about these things. They're not even, that probably there's a lot of normies out there that haven't even heard that they're making Morph non-binary. So we'll see. We will see. But then I saw this and I wasn't even sure if this was real. So we're moving over to Deadpool and the Wolverine, or Deadpool and Wolverine. So Henry Cavill has been cast as Wolverine, or Wolverine as a Wolverine variant in Deadpool and Wolverine. When he shows up, you'll see him as Wolverine wearing a long brown coat. I know nothing about this. I actually put in the Flashcast DM group. I'm like, is this real? And I think Anna replied saying, yeah, it is. Henry Cavill has been cast as a variant of Wolverine. Now, first of all, he's too tall, but so is Hugh Jackman. So I don't really care too much about that, right? I think Henry Cavill could play a... Anna would know. Yeah, she's a Cavill sim for sure. Nerdrotic reported on it as well. There you go. I was just shocked when I saw it because me personally, I didn't hear anything about this. Until I saw this week. I think Henry, like I said, can do a good job with the character. I think he's got at least the look, and I think that they could dress him up and make him look good enough. Long brown coat sounds like Gambit. That's true. Actually, fuck. Man, he would play a good Gambit, I reckon. But this is the thing with Deadpool and Wolverine. It's under Disney. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. I don't know how I'm going to feel about all the cameos. This is definitely one that we're going to at least watch for Flashcast. I'll probably try and do a review on it. But I don't want to go and see this in theaters. I'll hopefully we get the free ticket. Ticket Tech /Yellow Flash. TVA kills it right there. Yeah. I don't know. I guess for something like this, I like the first two Deadpool movies. I still think the first one's way better than the second one, but the second one's still decent, and I still don't mind it. But going into this one, I just don't know. Again, that's one of those things that we'll have to wait and see. I just thought it was interesting that Henry Cavill apparently has been cast as a Wolverine variant. And we'll have to see what kind of role he plays in the whole thing. And we'll have to wait and see what the story is. It just seems like the TVA want to reset the timeline so that Deadpool's missus isn't around because he went back in time to save her. Or he changed the timeline. They should cast an actual Wolverine. Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it on the Marvel stuff. Let's get rid of those tabs. All right, now we've got one too many seals of the week this week. So that's definitely staying. That's definitely staying. And that one I think is definitely staying. Oh. No, I'm not even going to give you the choice. I already know which one I'm taking out. Those 4 are staying. Yep. Fuck. Some good contenders this week, I tell ya. All right. Where's my little fucking thing? Here we go.
I'm all the Jedi.
Sorry, I would normally bring it up before that clip comes back, but I need to top up my drink. Give me a second. Give me a second. Don't go anywhere, because I'm not going anywhere. I'm just getting a drink. Rhino, you're so unprofessional. What are you doing? Playing your intro to fucking Seal of the Week and then you take your break? You crazy? What's wrong with you? All right. Do I need headphones? Do I need headphones? Not for that, not for that, and not for that. Okay, good. I don't need my headphones. Fucking making my ears all hot and shit. All right. Here we go. Sharing screen. All right, nominee number 1. Says, I don't know why people are upset about the Bad Batch connecting to the sequels. I don't like Palpatine returning in The Rise of Skywalker either, but the Bad Batch Season 3 has been great so far. Yeah, they're adding more sequel trilogy world building, but it hasn't gotten in the way of good storytelling. So what's the problem? I think the problem is that it connects to the sequel trilogy, and I didn't expect any different. I didn't expect it to not connect to the sequel trilogy, but I wouldn't go so far to say that Bad Batch Season 3 has been great so far. There's been some okay moments, and maybe an episode or 2 here or there have been okay, but the writing, and especially like the Omega stuff and her being the key to everything and a big ass Mary Sue is a problem. It is a problem. But I think the biggest problem with it connecting to the sequel trilogy is the fact that it connects to the sequel trilogy. And it's basically being made and designed to help try and make the sequels make sense. I don't know how this or this image connects to the sequels, but this is basically this. Anyway, big problem. 10 out of 10. There's been no good storytelling. Whoa, where did that go? There's been no good. Oh fuck! There's been no good storytelling. I'd say it falls off. There's sort of. It almost seems like they're going somewhere. Oh shit! They fucked it up. It's going somewhere. There's a little bit of something. Oh shit! They fucked it up. That's kind of what it is. Anyway, that's nominee number one. I think the biggest problem is that they are just trying to justify the sequels. Dave Filoni is right on board with all of that crap. Second is, it's great that he used that image. It's perfect. This is why it's on Seal of the Week. It's perfect. This season of The Bad Batch has been really good. Let's join in, shall we? Let's join in. I want to see seal clapping emojis in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. We joined in the clapping. We joined in. So that's nominee number two. I see Breezy's Comics is out. Later, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat earlier. Bland is not good. Not good. Not good at all. No, it's not. All right, that's nominee number two. Nominee number three, we had to have Jacob, didn't we? We had to have Jacob. Kylo Ren's reforged mask, helmet maybe, is still one of the coolest looking and brilliant creative decisions in the entire sequel trilogy. I think that's enough. But he goes on to say he's trying to be the supreme leader. Vader, trying to be the supreme leader, Vader figure that he aspired to be in The Force Awakens. But after the events of The Last Jedi, the cracks literally and metaphorically show through. God, this guy thinks he's tweeting something really fucking deep, and he's actually tweeting something really fucking retarded. Can I even say that? Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm just going to say it. You know what it says. For $3, says firstborn son of Annie reporting for duty, sir. Oh, Arnie, sorry. Firstborn son of Arnie reporting for duty, sir. Well, thank you. Thank you, Arnold. Well, Arnold's firstborn son. Appreciate it. Annie? Yeah, I'm retarded. You got to remember that. Rhino with the N-word pass. So there you go. That's Jacob pretending to be really fucking deep. And that's one of the coolest things. Brilliant creative decisions of the entire sequel trilogy. Okay, Jacob. Go back and sleep with your fake wife, man. All right. And the last nominee for this week is from Noah saying, if Leia is an Organa, then Rey is a Skywalker. That's it. That's the tweet. Are you stupid, Noah? Are you retarded? Because an adopted child that was adopted at birth and being basically with them to cover her up, to hide her from the Emperor, to hide her from Vader. What, they're going to give Leia a Skywalker? Oh, she's Leia Naberi, or Leia, fucking almost said Leia Organa. She is fucking Leia Organa. Leia Amidala, or Leia Skywalker. Gee, good way of hiding her, isn't it? Rhino, are you going to join Anna? She did send me the link. Is that for the Jack show? Are they already going? They are. I will probably jump on, but once I finish the stream, I do need to shoot off somewhere, and where I'm going, because it's fucking peak hour traffic, I'm probably going to get stuck. So hopefully when I get back. Naberi? It's that's Padme's real last name. The Naberis. Anyway, this is fucking stupid. Rey took the last name because she didn't want to be known maybe as a Palpatine, and she thinks that the Skywalkers were really fucking good. What she saw of the Skywalkers was a give-up piece of shit dickhead, right? And Leia that trained her. It's two completely different fucking things. Leia Organa and Rey Skywalker are two very, very different fucking narratives and two very different fucking things. And two different reasons. Rey, she's going through the entire sequel trilogy, not even knowing what her surname is, what her lineage is, anything like that. And she gets to the end and just goes, I've decided that I know I'm a Palpatine, but I'm just going to be a Skywalker. Leia was being hidden from the Empire, was adopted at birth, didn't know that the Organas weren't her parents, weren't her biological parents for a long time. Not like in fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi, where she's being picked on for being an adopted child. What a fucking joke. It's another problem that they did with the fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Anyway, they're your 4 nominees. Now, we've got to end this other poll. So this other poll for the Casual Rage thing, we got 40 votes in. 47% said 4 hours earlier, 46% said 4 hours earlier, and 54% say 2 hours later. Based on both polls going through and the calculation of both polls, the 2 hours later wins. You know what we might do? I don't really want to keep this as a thing, but maybe next week we'll do it 2 hours later. And then the week after that, we'll do it the 4 hours earlier, and we'll see what the chats are like, and we'll see how they both individually go. And then whichever one goes better will... And if we're not doing a gaming stream on any day, then we'll just go back to the normal time slot, right in the middle. Something like that. And we'll see. Because it's very torn. It's so close. So very, very close. All right, let's get the poll for Seal of the Week in here. All right. Poll is in the chat. A quick recap. Number one, this person doesn't understand what everybody's problem is with it connecting to the sequels. Number two, the seal clapping dog from Brian saying that the Bad Batch is really good. Jacob with his, I'm assuming that he thinks it's a deep tweet about Kylo Ren's mask. And Noah saying that Leia Organa being called Leia Organa is the same as Rey being called Rey Skywalker. Get your votes in. I need to unshare my screen, put my headphones in, and reshare my screen. All right, now this is from this video that we're about to watch. I think we played a little bit of the teaser out in the outro of last week. Hey, Tillian, the channel's doing actually not bad, man. 336 subscribers. It's good. I've always got to do this. Help everybody out. There's the link to Tillian's video that we're about to watch. If you're not subscribed, please click on the link and at least subscribe to the channel. Give him some watch time. So watch through the video, even if you're not going to necessarily watch it because you're going to watch it on here. Give it a like, but let it run through, please. Steezo, hey, man. Let's do this. Okay, share. Share audio, done. Okay. I think this is just a disclaimer at the beginning. Joke's on you.
Matt Damon. 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 Matt Damon.
It's uncanny.
Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
It looks like Matt Damon so much.
Matt Damon. 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 Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
Like, look how much Omega looks like Matt Damon from Team America.
Matt Damon. 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 Matt Damon.
I love that one. The one where he's fucking jerking off.
Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
Really should have been about the Five Guys.
Matt Damon. 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 Matt Damon.
that one there worked perfectly.
Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
That one. Fucking funny.
Matt Damon.
Very good, Tillian. Very good. I'm going to drop that link again. Very good. Yes, they make zero fucking sense. That's so true. I saw a question from Unlimited Power earlier. Here. Rhino. Rebels or Bad Batch? Why do you ask such tough questions? I'd have to say Bad Batch because this just Rebels is just so bad. Rebels is so bad. Helicopter lightsabers. There's some good stuff in Rebels. A small amount of good stuff in Rebels. But I think I've made this very clear. Is the one thing that I do like about the Clone Wars, and the thing that I like about the Bad Batch is the clones. Yeah. You're welcome, Tillium. You don't have to thank me, man. I'm more than happy to, you guys are always here supporting me. If you're making content, you're putting stuff out there, I'm always happy to, play some stuff and show some stuff. We've always got to find something to play in between the Seal of the Week shit. But yeah, no, I'd have to say Bad Batch over Rebels. I think. Because there's some good stuff in Rebels and there's some good stuff in Bad Batch, but there's more bad stuff in Rebels than there is in Bad Batch, at least at this point in time anyway. I'd say there's a lot more filler in Bad Batch than there is, but the filler it's just boring, whereas there's a lot of destruction in Rebels. It's true. That's true. But yeah, there you go. There you go. All right. Let's wrap the poll up. And we'll wrap the stream up. Whoa, man, fucking landslide this week. Come on, we've got 19 votes. Says how many people are still watching? 30 odd? 31. Come on, you lurkers. Come on, you lurkers. We'll quickly show them again. First one is the people have a problem, and this person doesn't understand what people's problem is with the Bad Batch connecting to the sequel trilogy, trying to create more world building for that. We got Brian with the seal clapping dog from the Bad Batch saying the Bad Batch has been really good. We've then got Jacob with his deep tweet about Kylo Ren's helmet and the cracks in the helmet and the repair of the helmet. And then we've got Noah saying that if Leia is an Organa, then Rey is a Skywalker. Oh, fucking, you have to knock on my door. I'm coming, thank you. I think, sorry, give me 1 second. Fuck, that was quick. I just got my groceries dropped off. And I've usually put the time slot for delivery between 3 and 7. And it's 25 past 3. And they usually come like 5-ish, something like that, here early today. So I'll go and grab that shit in a second. Can't leave it sitting out in the sun for too long. Somebody might come and steal my groceries sitting at the door. All right, let me share this up again. Charles, what are you doing? Charles? Charles, what are you doing? Doesn't want to look at me. He's up to something. All right, let's bring this up again. All right. All right, we got 21. That'll do. Let's end the poll and we'll end the stream and I'll go and grab my groceries. All right, here we go. So, in last place with 0% of the vote, Jesus, I don't think we've ever had somebody not get a vote, at least one, was number 1. This one, the connection between Bad Batch and the sequels. There you go. In second place, with 23% of the vote, was number 2, the seal clapping dog, and Brian saying this season of the Bad Batch has been really good. There you go. In second place, with 28% of the vote, was Jacob with his tweet about fucking Kylo Ren's helmet. I'm not going to go through it. And in first place, with a massive 47% of the vote, was Noah, number 4, saying, if Leia is an Organa, then Rey is a Skywalker. That's it. That's the tweet. There you go. Congratulations, Noah. You've won this week's Seal of the Week for the first time I think you've ever won it, and the first time I think I've ever seen a tweet from you, and it's fucking ridiculous. But congratulations, you win this week's Seal of the Week.
I'm all the Jedi.
Yeah, that helmet thing is pretty fucking stupid. It is. But Jacob's tweets seem to be pretty fucking stupid. Because he's pretty fucking stupid. Anyway, that's it, guys. Another week of Casual Rage. Next week, keep an eye out for the time that it's going to be on at. And I don't know if I'm going to stream the video game. We'll see. I might. I probably will actually. And but I'll be playing hopefully some video games with Flash next week. So keep an eye out. If you're not following me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter because everything is basically posted there. Oh man. Question for Rhino in the chat. I've never seen Spaceballs. Should I? Yes. A resounding yes. Man, sorry, I saw my Spaceballs the other day. I don't know what I've done with it. Anyway, the answer to that is yes. Yes, 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 yes. It's a must. It's better than Disney Star Wars. It's way better than Disney Star Wars. It's actually more in line with Star Wars than Disney Star Wars. Way better. But yes, watch it. Watch it. Watch it by this time next week and let us know what you thought. Unlimited power. Let us know what you thought of it. It's fucking great. Anyway, that's it for another week of Casual Rage. We will see you next week where we'll obviously break down a little bit of Bad Batch Episode 8 and whatever other news comes up. And yeah, thank you everyone for being here. Thanks to the members. Our members have actually dropped quite dramatically. I think a lot of the gift memberships have all expired and it's just the usual members, which is fine. But I do want to try and get the memberships climbing again. That'd be nice. You get access to the emojis. I do need to, it's really tough with my job and then obviously with everything else that I do with Full Aussie and then the stuff that I'm even trying to organize now with Flash and everything else. It is hard to try and find extra time slots to be able to do stuff and extra time slots that other people can actually be involved in and a part of. But eventually we'll get there. So if you're not a member, become a member. You do get access at least to those emojis and you can seal clap in the chat every time we do Seal of the Week, which is awesome. Thank you to everybody that sent super chats. I really appreciate you guys. I'm sorry that, I'm sorry that it got a little bit dark in the middle of the stream there. But, we have discussions, we talk, we have fun. And we had fun at the end of this. Anyway, we will see you next week. Thanks for being here. And have a good rest of your day. I might go over to, let me actually put the link to that in the chat. I might go over to the Jack show. Let me mute that. Once I get back from what I'm doing, if they're still going, I'll put the link to the Jack show in the chat. Let them know they're getting a Rhino raid. And go and raid the Jack show. All right, guys. We will see you next week for another Casual Raid. You guys have been awesome. And take care. Let's see. What are we going to play? I'm out of here. Bye, guys.
Put a ticket in and make a name gay!
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt!
A few minutes? Are you kidding? At the rate they're gaining?
No, what is it? You have to shoot this. Traveling through hyperspace is like dusting crops, kid. Without precise calculations, we fly too close to a store. Or bounce into a supermarket and then...
Yeah.
Be a hell of a mess.
What's that?
Watch. You're losing the deflector shields. Go strap yourselves in. Be careful on the way out.
Yeah, sure. I'm taking very caution.
You go away.
We bounced too near a supermarket?